Although there are 10 different families building their homes, they all work together in order to get the final product. Right now, Border Patrol agents are encouraged because numbers suggest that the number of youth trying to cross the border with drugs has dropped. Yes, of Arizona high school students who go on to college, only a small percent actually graduate. But I spoke with a local high school who says the numbers don't tell the whole story. So easy, in fact, that all people have to do to get there is step off the light rail. Richard says one of the best parts about owning his own home is being able to walk through this door without any problems. Los oficiales de la planta dicen que la fuga se descubrió durante una inspección y que no presenta ningún riesgo de salud. Los arreglos podrían tardar un mes. Esto es todo para esta edición de CNN Latino y Noticias Cronkite. The support of parents such as Hector is hard to come by, and even faculty admits without it, they wouldn't be this successful. Boxing takes a lot out of you. For Sulem, it requires mental, physical, and emotional concentration. Although it sounds intense, for Sulem, boxing is the fun part of her day.
I used to see boxing as a very extremely difficult sport. I didn't realize that boxing was the easy part and that life was the hard part.
By hard part, Sulem is talking about losing her younger brother Alexis Urbina, who was murdered just last year. Alexis was an upcoming star in the boxing world, already a national champ. But with his dreams cut short, it seemed even Sulem's boxing future was at stake.
I did think about quitting a few times. I can't lie about that. It's difficult for you to walk into a gym where you spend your whole time with your brother there training hard, and you guys share so many memories together. But I told myself that I couldn't.
She told someone else she couldn't as well.
I promised him that I would keep going, and I had to keep my promise.
Sulem wasn't the only one thinking of quitting. Her husband and trainer, Andrew Soto, also found it hard to come back to the gym where Alexis used to train, but he's happy with the decision they made.
We made the right decision as staying, keeping the doors open, because I think she needed it just as much as I do.
I feel like this is where he's at with me the most. To me, he's still here.
And she's committed to staying here, sharing her brother's memory and commitment not only with herself, but with all the others who walk through these doors. In Phoenix, Clarissa Tapia, Cronkite News. For medical student Fernanda Duarte, just getting her hands on technology like this is an opportunity that doesn't come along very often. In fact, countries like Mexico have few resources at all, especially for treating burns.
The patient gets here, you have x-rays, you have CT scans, you have everything. Over there, you just have the patient in your hands.
Which is why the Burn Center at Maricopa Medical Center decided to reach out to our neighbors down south in Hermosillo, Mexico, and teach them how to treat burns.
So we decided to work in a program, in an international program, where we were going to train nurses and doctors to treat people that suffer from burns the same way they are treated in the United States.
Fernanda is actually one of the trainees from Universidad del Valle de Hermosillo in Mexico, and she says the experience and training she's getting will save lives.
That actually feels real because you're actually talking to a patient. I mean, it's a robot, but it's a patient, so.
The program has trained 8 student doctors so far, and Martinez says she couldn't be prouder.
To me, they're like my kids. You know, when it comes to students, they're like my kids, my niñas, my niños.
As for the students, their smiles say it all.
I don't want to go home. I just want to stay here.
For now, though, the girls are happy they'll be going back to school better prepared in the art of treating burns.
You're going to be doctors?
Yes.
In Phoenix, Clarissa Tapia, Cronkite News. We all know there's nothing quite like owning your own home, but for many people, that's simply a luxury they cannot afford, unless you're willing to work for it. I found some families who are willing to go above and beyond to become homeowners. It's 7:30 a.m. on a Saturday, and this neighborhood is already wide awake. And not only are they awake, they're actually working. But not your typical Saturday chores. These people are building homes.
Basically, the reason why I'm building the house is because I'm gonna have a daughter, you know? So I want her to have something, you know, when she gets here.
Isaac is part of a self-help program offered by Comité de Bienestar in San Luis, Arizona, where families work together on their homes on the weekend in order to save money.
We form groups of 10 or 12 families per group, and there's a supervisor that shows the families how to do the job.
And many times, family members know nothing about construction.
For me, hammering was the hardest lesson because I'd never even picked one up before in my life.
Although there are 10 different families building their homes, they all work together in order to get the final product.
The whole neighbors, they work together and they help you, so most likely you will never have a problem.
And the next best thing is what each family saves.
We're saving around $40,000 because we're building them.
That's possible thanks to federal funds from the U.S. Department of Agriculture.
We help the families to build their houses. The government pays us to do that. The family doesn't pay us nothing.
As for Isaac, he says the best part is getting to say to his daughter,
I did it. I did it for you. I think that will be the sweetest thing.
Each family ends up paying about $90,000 for a home that would normally cost about $130,000 in the open market. Live in downtown Phoenix, Clarissa Tapia, Cronkite News.